Your 8-minute question and answer period will now begin. Why is your team the right group to run this project?
Our team has a lot of skills and competencies that I think a lot of other teams can struggle with. So first of all, we have a very supportive atmosphere at our college. Our faculty advisor and our administrator are 100% involved with the team. They always have been and always will be. And we even have alumni from 3 and 4 years ago still with us to this day to help out with anything that we need. We also have a lot of people that have created most of the projects still around to help kind of bring those projects back to what they originally were and what the original idea was, and to also provide that guidance to make sure we drive those projects in the right area and have the desired impact that we wish.
To add on that too, there's obviously benefits and struggles of being in a small community, but being in Grand Falls, Windsor, although we are a small team, we have really strong net connections. We've built strong relationships within our community, and it just gives us a wide variety of external resources and strong relationships to fall back on as well whenever we need them.
What is an example of a hurdle you faced because of COVID-19, and how did you overcome it?
I think the biggest hurdle for us this year has been with dollars and cents, as that has traditionally been a in-person presentation-based program. But so this year it had to take a turn due to COVID-19 and all the regulations that were in place, and it became more of a presentation that was dispersed to teachers, influencers, and people who were interested in or getting out that message instead of doing our in-person presentations as we were unable to.
And to add on to that as well, oh no, you go.
We had a lot of success actually putting things into packages and getting them out to as many people as possible. But one of the hurdles that we came across was not being able to get the feedback that we required to actually make it better and get the impact where we wanted it to be, because we were not in the classrooms to actually facilitate our surveys for our feedback. We kind of had to rely on whoever was doing the presentation to get those back to us, and we didn't get as many as we would like to.
What areas of your projects do you see as the most innovative, and why?
Definitely for most of our projects is the transition to the online learning side of things. So for our two of our projects mainly, we actually focused a lot on building websites to allow for accessibility no matter where you are, and to get all the resources that we have to whoever would like them, especially with COVID-19 around and all the different limitations surrounding the pandemic. We had to do a lot of stuff remotely from the campus. We couldn't actually go to places to actually facilitate these programs. So what we did was worked around it. And we got involved with a lot of different social media platforms, as well as websites, to try and spread the news of the different programs we were running and the different aspects of the projects that we had for any individual. And it was a really big learning curve, but it was also a really fun experience because it now sets you with this different skill set of being able to work, but in a remote environment and not actually face to face.
How are your projects funded?
So we actually receive funding based on donations. Our main way of funding all of our projects is through just local donations. So a lot of the times we just do fundraisers. Before COVID would have hit, a lot of times we would have gone to multiple businesses. We would have partnered with a huge group of businesses in our community to put off a lot of different things, such as bake sales, car washes. We've even done our own sort of farmers market. It was a craft fair. And basically what we would do there is we would partner with local vendors, local companies, and we'd either do stuff like chili sales and then take the profits and fund our projects, or we would just partner with local businesses to help sell their products and then split the proceeds 50-50, gaining money for our projects as well as these local businesses.
To add on to that as well, it really creates a sense of pride knowing that we were able to fundraise the funds that we needed ourselves, and it also helps establish businesses in our community. Like Jared said, we partner up with businesses. It helps get their name out there. And like I said in our previous response, it helps build strong relationships. So there's multiple benefits to providing our own fundraisers.
How do you measure the long-term impact your projects have on beneficiaries?
So a lot of the times we usually do surveys, especially, but as Jenna said before, it was harder in the COVID-19 environment because we couldn't actually be there to facilitate those surveys. So a lot of the responses we have gotten up to this point have been circumstantial. They've been from the people who have facilitated these surveys. But one huge benefit that we've actually had from moving to the online platforms is allowing those spaces for people to provide their own feedback based on the experiences that they've had. So like a lot of our websites had a contact tab where you could contact the project and just leave your feedback. As well, on a lot of our Facebook pages, there was always a feedback section where you could kind of comment on posts or just post in the actual group itself and let everyone know exactly how the project was, what you thought was really good about it, and what you thought could potentially be changed in the future. And then we take all of this feedback and we'll then use this next year when we go into different forms of reaching these people.
Record keeping also plays a crucial role in that as well. From previous years, we take that and put it into Excel and PowerPoints and other files, and then we use them year after year to compare to see if this feedback that we've been receiving from the surveys, if we're actively acting upon them, what impacts it has, if our numbers have generated a higher, we reaching more people, get a higher satisfaction rate with our projects. Like just use previous information over the years to compare to now.
What surprised you the most as you worked on your project over the last year?
One thing that surprised me the most is how close 4 people can get. We've had the pleasure of working with some of the best people I've ever seen on this team. Like we had 2 first-year students who've never been in this before take a project, run it, and then win 3rd place in the Atlantic provinces, which is just amazing to see because it really shows exactly how dedicated everyone is to this program, and how even though we're a very small team, the connection that we have and the relationship we have with each other just proves that we can have a potential for massive success.
Could you clarify the role of your partners and the role of your team in your projects?
So our partners, for a lot of it was with fundraising and also helping to get their name out there, of course. They also help to promote us and we promote them. So a lot of our fundraising activities and stuff were sponsored by certain businesses. So then that way, when we would actually fundraise for money, we would promote these businesses and promote their products, and a lot of times work with these businesses to sell their products. As well, as it goes for our team was there to be supportive for us, and to just be around to help out with whatever we need. So whenever we needed someone to help on a project or even within fundraising, there was always someone there who was willing to help and willing to get down and get ready.
Your time has now expired. Thank you, Enactus College of the North Atlantic, Grand Falls, Windsor.
You got it.